Okay, final video of the evening. It looks like Aaron Ramsey is set to leave Arsenal on a free in the summer. The contract talks between the player and the club have collapsed. The contract offer has been withdrawn, and it surprises me and boggles my mind that Arsenal will lose money on their investment. They got him reasonably cheap from Cardiff, and when he was a teenager, and unfortunately, yes, that broken leg really did hinder his development as a young player for a while. And he was out injured for a very long time. It was a horrific leg break. Could have ended his career. Thankfully, it didn't. Thankfully, he's lifted some silverware with Arsenal, with the FA Cup a few times under Arsene Wenger towards the end of Wenger's time as Arsenal manager, um, scoring a winning goal against Hull. Yeah, if you remember that a few years back. But it is surprising that Arsenal and the player couldn't come to an agreement. He's captained both Arsenal and Wales, so he's captain for club and country at times. Although Gareth Bale is now Wales captain for the most part, but he has worn his national armband and his club armband and been a leader. And he was billed as like this new Vieira type figure, this new Bergkamp, kind of one of those key parts of a winning machine. Obviously, Arsenal have not been the Arsenal of old under Wenger. They have, regressed over the last decade, and there's all sorts of issues about, the lack of investment. He was one of the few signings that Wenger made in the last half of his time at Arsenal that has paid off. Bought very cheaply, and a very good, shrewd investment. But I'm now surprised Arsenal are going to willing to give him up for nothing, and let him go wherever he wants. He can leave and go wherever he wants. Any club can sign him. That is, unless in January someone comes along and goes, we'll have him. But no, he will be a free player and able to choose, who he signs with. And many clubs will be eyeing him with glee and licking their lips, going, we could save a lot of money here, and we could negotiate a very good deal with the player, and we don't have to deal with Arsenal. There's no transfer fee. There's no buy-on clause. None of this stuff, and they get a top class Premier League midfielder for nothing. All they've got to do is sort out his wages and his bonuses. That's it. But it does boggle the mind that the talks are broken down. But also they let Jack Wilshere go. The amount of effort that Wenger and the club have put into Jack Wilshere over the years, and they let him go to West Ham, a rival in London. It'll be interesting to see where Aaron Ramsey ends up and what and who signs him and how he would fit into any other side in the Premier League. But I do believe he'll be a valued asset to any other Premier League side, or even look on the continent. Gareth Bale has led the way for British players in the last few years for playing overseas. Other British players have also played overseas in the past and currently do so. Could a European club go? He'll help our midfield immensely. And he would be a great asset to have. He's a depth player as well. He's a solid box-to-box midfielder. He can make those nice runs from deep. He can score crucial goals at crucial times. He is a leader. And it's what is Arsenal's loss is someone else's gain. But there you go. I'm surprised, Arsenal have failed to get his pen to paper and extend his contract. I really am. And I'm also surprised that they're willing to risk letting him go on a free if someone doesn't sign him in January. If no one comes along in January and puts a bid in, because they clearly don't want to keep him, I'll be surprised if they reject an offer in January. Then if they reject an offer in January, but they're willing to let him go on a free, that makes no sense. So Arsenal, I really question some of their decisions. The fact they kept Wenger on as manager for so long, and their lack of investment in the transfer market until this current summer. Obviously, Unai Emery had him in his plans. Otherwise, he would have probably offloaded him in the summer. So I think Unai Emery will not be happy with the board over this. There we go. Arsenal in disarray. Tottenham fans, rubbing their hands together with joy. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your thoughts below on Aaron Ramsey and what you think of him as a player. And I'll have some more videos for you soon.